Hi, it's Miss House. In this video, we're going to introduce the rectangular coordinate system. This is also called the Cartesian coordinate system, named after the mathematician who designed it. When you have a rectangular coordinate system, you have a horizontal number line, and it's customary to call it X, even though it can be named anything. But we're going to call it X, and we have a vertical number line, and it's customary to call it Y. Okay? Now, each of those number lines is marked off in equal units, okay? And when you do that, it divides this coordinate plane, if you will, this flat surface, into 4 sections called quadrants. So this one is quadrant 1. Then you have quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. And there's a special point on this grid, this rectangular system, and that point is called the origin, okay? And it has ordered pairs, okay? That's how we designate a point here, is we use an XY ordered pair. And the reason it's called ordered is it matters the order that you have it in. So the origin would have coordinates 0, 0. So sometimes you'll be asked, in what quadrant does the point lie? Or on what axis does the point lie? So let's plot some points. This is called plotting or graphing points. And as I mentioned before, they'll always be given as an ordered pair, X, comma, Y, and you put parentheses around ordered pairs. So let's say I want to graph the point 3, 2. And then let's graph the point 2, 3, and you'll see that order really does matter. They're not in the same place. So we're going to always go with the X first. So this first point has an X of 3, so I go over to the 3 on X, okay? And there's a 2, Y is 2, so Y is 2. And so if I go over 3 to X and the 2 on the Y, then my point will be right here. And so you can just say I'm going to go over 3 and up 2. Now look at where 2, 3 is. If I go over 2 and up 3, I'm right here. So notice that those are in different places. So it does matter what the order is. Always X first and then Y. Okay, let's do another one. -5, 2. They may say, in what quadrant does this point lie? Well, let's see. -5 will be to the left, 5, and up +2. This would be in the second quadrant, because remember it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes in this direction, counterclockwise. Now, points can be on an axis. So if one of the coordinates is 0, for example, -4, 0, since the Y is 0, this is going to lie on the x-axis because it says go to x -4, but don't go up or down. Stay at the 0, 0 level for your Y. Let's do another one. 0, 4. That's going to be on the y-axis because you don't go left or right at all. You go straight up 4. So whenever one of the coordinates is a 0, the point will lie on one of the axes. If the y is 0, it's going to be an x. It's going to be on the x-axis. Y equals 0, x-axis. X equals 0. It's going to be on the y-axis. Now let's look at naming points. So let's say you're given a graph and it's got several points. Oops, let me fix that one. On it. Okay. And I'm going to name them A, B, C, D, E, and F. And they ask us to say, well, what are the coordinates of these points? So I look at A, and A is over 5 and up 7. So A is at 5, 7. B, well, let's see, that's to the left, -6, and up 4. So B is -6, 4. C is down here in the third quadrant. It's at -7, -8. Look at D. It's on an axis. It's on the y-axis, so x is going to have to be 0. Y is -3. E is on the x-axis at 8, but y has to be 0 because we don't move off of the x-axis up or down. And then the point F is at 8, -8. Now, when you look at a point, you can determine what quadrant it's in just by looking at the sign, all right? This point, a point in the first quadrant, is a plus x and a plus y. In the second quadrant, it's a -x and a plus y. In the third quadrant, both are negative. And in the fourth quadrant, x is positive, but y is negative. And of course, on the axis, one of the coordinates has to be 0. Now, we will use this information about plotting points to graph lines.